Hello everyone, a warm good morning to all of you. Would like to welcome to our the series of Mukhyamantri Research Fellowship Test Series 2 for the Political Science. We have already discussed the most of the question in our last session. I would like to resume from the rest of the question. So without delay, let's get start our discussion. Let's start. Okay. So we have discussed still this question, that Mary Craft and Women and Power Manifesto book written by Mary Beard and the Two Fascism book written by Antonio Gramsci. So let's start from question number this. Read the following statement and identify the correct ones. Option A, the credit for beginner dialogue method goes to Aristotle. Option B, he who learns but does not think is lost, and he who thinks but does not learn is in a great danger, said by Confucius. Okay. Option C, Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince was published after his death, and option D, Max Weber was a staunch opponent of the supernatural belief, and he never embraced the antagonism. Okay, so you need to find the identify the correct one. Okay, again I will say here, as I always said, that use the elimination method. Option A, the credit for beginner dialogue method goes to Aristotle. No, the credit for beginner of dialogue, it's not belongs to Aristotle. Before Aristotle, Plato was there, Socrates was there. Actually they deserve for the first beginner of the dialogue method. Remember, Plato in his book Republic talk about 60 types of the participant who take part in the dialogue process. Okay, your Republic book is written in form of the dialogue process. Okay, so that is how option A is wrong, because the Aristotle is not credited being a beginner of the dialogue method, though Aristotle also talks about dialogue in one way or other way, but the beginner of the dialogue method credit to the Plato and Socrates. Okay, so option A is wrong, and you eliminate the option, you get the answer. Option B, C, D is answer. That is how option D is the correct answer. Again, I am request you that just use the elimination method. It would very helpful for crack this kind of questions. Dialogue method, Plato. Okay, then match of the following question. It's very easy question. That golden mean, you can match golden mean, will match with whom? Plato, Aristotle, Locke or Rousseau. Golden mean. Okay, so Aristotle, golden mean. Okay, then your sense are the gateway of knowledge. Sense are the gateway of knowledge. The Locke. Okay, Locke is the thinker of common sense. Do remember, Locke considers the thinker of the common sense. Then knowledge is recollection. Then the theory of empiricism. Okay. So if you confuse, then you can use the again the elimination method. I will say that, for example, the golden man, Aristotle, 1 2 1 2 1 2, here you will get the answer. Yes, option D is answer, you will get answer here. Then B4, knowledge is a recollection, that is the Rousseau, B4. Then your C second. Okay, the theory of empiricism, your what? Theory of empiricism. No, theory of empiricism will be guys, some problem with this question. I will revert to you after the proper clarification. Okay, something went wrong with this question. I am little like confused here. I will let you know. Okay, so here I will check. Okay, please mark a star here. Moving to the another question. According to Hegel, the state is what? State is means to an end, both means and end, and option C, an end in itself, and option D, unnecessary organization. So according to Hegel, the state an end in itself. Option C is answer. Hegel considered the state is end in itself, because Hegel is one of the statistics scholar. Statistics scholar, those give emphasis to the state. The organization of the state is most important than the individual liberty. Okay, for them the individual liberty is a means and individual is a means, but state is a end. State is a perfect. State is a association of the association. Okay, said by whom? Aristotle, also a statistic thinker. Similarly, Hegel also talks about state in an end in itself. Okay, option C is the correct answer this question. Okay. Then what did Mao Zedong name the plan to industrialize the China? Okay, plan to industrialize China. What did Mao Zedong name the plan? Option A, New Delhi Industrial Revolution, Great Leap Forward, and Cultural Revolution. Okay, so option C is the answer. It was me who believe by my memory that option C would be answer, but you should check it. Cross check. Okay, you need to cross check also that Great Leap, as much as I remember, Great Leap Forward is the basically name for the industrialized China. Okay, New Deal, USA, you can eliminate the method. Cultural Revolution, it is for the what? Cultural Revolution for the socialism, to bring the ideology of socialism and to eliminate the capitalism or imperialism from the China. That is how the Cultural Revolution. And Industrial Revolution as such concept not used by the basically Mao, but Great Leap Forward, as much as I remember, that is appropriate for the industrial China planned by the Mao Zedong. Okay. Then another question, Thomas Hobbes was considered the Galileo of the political theory. You can remember that who is considered the Galileo of the political theory? Thomas Hobbes is considered the Galileo of the political theory. Why? Now because Hobbes influenced from the idea of Galileo. Okay, Hobbes also influenced from the idea of the different thinker that you also need to remember. Who carried the Machiavelli's insight to their, okay, जोटा कि Hobbes also carried out the insight of Machiavelli. Okay, so what is that? To their what thing basically the Machiavelli, as Thomas Hobbes bring from Machiavelli, and also consider the father of Galileo, the father of what? Galileo political theory. What thing? Now his political conclusion, his rational conclusion, his empirical conclusion, his logical conclusion. Okay, political conclusion, no, I don't think so. Okay, who carried the Machiavelli's insight to their political conclusion, rational conclusion, empirical conclusion, and logical conclusion. Okay, so what would be the correct answer here? Political conclusion, rational conclusion, empirical conclusion, and logical conclusion. Okay, again I will say here that I am not confirmed with this option. I will check it. Okay, so I will check it and revert to you, and it is also, you need to also recheck it, and that I will mark this question as a star, because I am not sure about this thing. I cannot comment here. Okay, because I believe that those things which I don't know, why should I comment here? Okay, I will come back to you. Okay, then discourse of Machiavelli express his real political ideals and call for the recreation of the form of government. That is what discourse on Livy is a book of the Machiavelli. Book of the Machiavelli, he expressed the real political ideal. Okay, real political ideal. What is the ideal political system? He expressed in the discourse of the on Livy. Okay, what is the concept there? Okay, the concept of authoritarianism, the concept of participative, the concept of elitist, or the concept of democratic. Which concept expressed by Machiavelli in the book The Discourse on Livy? Which concept? So option what? Option D is the answer, democratic. So the concept of democratic, the concept of republicanism, ideal form of the political system expressed in the Discourse on Livy. So they can ask the question, according to Machiavelli, which form of the government is considered as ideal form of the government? Then your option will be democratic or republicanism. Okay, but which form is the the support of the system of government? Machiavelli support for the management of social order in Italy, that is monarchy. Okay, that is how two different things. If they ask the question that for the management of the time, monarchy; for the ideal order, for the futuristic vision, it is the republicanism or democratic. That is how option D is the answer. That thing you have to remember. But authoritarianism, elitist tendency, these all things you can see in the book of your The Prince. After the death of the Machiavelli, The Prince book was published in 1532, and there you can find the idea of authoritarianism, the idea of monarchy, the idea of secular, the idea of like elitism. These are things you can find there. Okay, Lion and Fox theory. Okay, fine. Then according to Kautilya, Mitras, you need to find first, you have to understand the correct one. Okay, so you need to find, guys, the correct one. Okay, according to Kautilya, the Mitra's component of the Saptanga theory of the states. Okay, Mitra is a component of the Saptanga theory of state. Kabir believed that God is the breath of all breath. Kabir believed that God is breath of all breath. Then option C, Agnasutta deals with the origin of life but not related to the origin of social order and caste. Okay. Then option D, Ziauddin Borani's work Fatwa-i-Jahandari, which contained the political ideas to be pursued by the Muslim ruler. So you need to find the correct one. Okay, you need to find the correct one. So just use the elimination method, that Agnasutta deals with the origin of life but not related to the origin of social order and caste. No, Agnasutta, the text of 27 Dighunikaya of Buddha, Gautam Buddha, there basically highlight regarding the origin of life, the origin of social order. They also talks about caste is not a hierarchy, caste is all about the flexibility. So that concept also present in Agnasutta, but here the option is talk about in negative way, that is it is incorrect. But Saptanga theory, you all know Mitra is part of Saptanga theory, yes it is correct. Kabir believed the God is breath, yes. Ziauddin Borani wrote a book Fatwa-i-Jahandari where he talk about political ideals to the Muslim ruler. So expect the question option B, C, all of them is correct and option D is the answer. Okay, option D is the answer. Correct answer is option D. Okay, then match of the following. It's very interesting question. That integral humanist Abhinav Bharat Society, radical humanism, Marx Gandhian socialism and different thinker. Say for example Ram Manohar Lohiya, M.N. Roy, Dindayal Upadhyaya, B.D. Savarkar. So integral humanist is basically related to what? Integral humanist related to what? Na Dindayal Upadhyaya. Abhinav Bharat Society related to B.D. Savarkar. Then radical humanism related to whom? M.N. Roy, radical humanism or new humanism. Marx Gandhian socialism, the Ram Manohar Lohiya. So accordingly you can match the thing, that integral humanism, that is the Dindayal Upadhyaya. So option D is the answer. You can go for the answer with one click. Okay, then moving to the another question, who said an ounce of the is better than the ton of the theory? Obviously we all know that this was a multiple frequent questions in our SSB. Option D is answer, MK Gandhi. That who said an ounce are better than the tons of theory? MK Gandhi talk about an ounce better than the tons of theory. Option D is the answer. Then another question, that compare the least first with least second in term of the personality and their connection. Ram Manohar Lohiya, Sri Aurobindo and Joy Prakash Narayan and Rabindranath Tagore. Internationalism, concept of internationalism, Savitri, Saptakranti and communitarian democracy. So you can match for the Ram Manohar Lohiya for the concept of what? The Ram Manohar Lohiya concept of what? Okay, first Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, the book Savitri, then after Joy Prakash Narayan, communitarian democracy, Rabindranath Tagore, basically internationalism, and Ram Manohar Lohiya, Saptakanti. Okay, so that is how you can match Ram Manohar Lohiya, that Saptakanti option third, and you go with the answer. Option D is the answer. Okay, one more thing regarding the Rabindranath Tagore, as you all know, Rabindranath Tagore did not support the nationalism concept, and hence he talk about the internationalism, that is belief in idea of the world humanity. Okay, internationalism or world humanity, that Rabindranath Tagore support idea. Okay, that is how you need to remember. Okay, fine, this is the thing you have to remember. Then another question, you need to find the wrong pair of the author and book. For example, M.N. Roy, Glimpses of World History, Joy Prakash Narayan, Prison Diary, Jawaharlal Nehru, Towards Freedom, B.R. Ambedkar, Annihilation of the Caste. It's a very obvious question, that option A is incorrect, because Glimpses of the World History, all of us know that it is written by basically whom? The Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, Jawaharlal Nehru wrote a book, The Glimpses of World History, and option A is the answer. Moving the another question, option A, Asian Relation Conference was held in the Delhi. Okay, we need to find the correct one. Asian Relation Conference was held in Delhi during the March 1947. Option B, at AIIC, Bhubaneswar INC adopted the policy for democratic socialism. Option C, V. Ramaswamy Naikar founded the Justice Party, and option D, Mukti Mission was founded by Pandita Ramabai. So you need to find the correct option. So easily you can eliminate that. ASEAN Relation Conference, we have already discussed that it is not 1947 but it is 1946. This question was asked in your SSB lecture 2023 December. That was also asked in your Mukhyamantri Research Fellowship. So it is will also expected in upcoming day. So here we can conclude na the question of SSB lecture or PGT do repeat. The question of again repeating the question of SSB lecture and PGT do repeat, but yes, one condition is that this same kind of question is not repeat, but they will try to do some kind of modification or change. So here you have to remember that things. So option A eliminated and you get the answer, that is how B, C and D, and the answer is basically the what guys, B, C and D. B, C and D is the answer, basically option, this option is correct. Okay, B option is correct. Very nice. Then another question, list of the book and author, identify the wrong pair. ASEAN Drama, Gunnar Myrdal. B, Political Order in Changing Society, Gritouch. And C, On Capitalist Underdevelopment, Haji Frank. And D, On Equal Development, Samir Amin. So you need to find the wrong one. We all know that option B is wrong, because Political Order in Changing Society, those are preparing with me, they can never forget that Political Order in Changing Society book written by Samuel P. Huntington. There Huntington provided the nine meaning to the what, modernization concept. Okay, nine characteristics of the modernization. So that you need to remember, that Political Order in Changing Society written by Samuel P. Huntington. This is the answer, because they asked the question, find out the wrong pair. Okay, option B is the answer. Then another question, that who said man's happiness really lies in contentment. Okay, man's happiness really lies in contentment. I don't know the answer of this question exactly, because of the unable of accurate data, but I will revert to you and I will get the answer of this question. It's a statement based question, but who said, I need to check upon that thing. Okay, you can also cross check it. This is also one of the tasks for us. Okay, so I can say that most of the things which we have prepared since 3 months has been there in your MRFT examination. I can guarantee you that out of 100 questions, at least 60 to 70 questions are there out from our class only. Okay, and few of the questions are like from research, which we have not studied, and this is not requirement for our examination. That is how we basically need to care of it. Okay, then another question, who among the following was the prominent proponent of nationalism in Europe? Option A, Machiavelli, then Napoleon Bonaparte, Rousseau, and D, Metternich. So guys, please basically don't emphasize the option, just remember the name. Okay, so nationalism in Europe, who prominent proponent of the nationalism in Europe? Option A is basically Machiavelli. Okay, Machiavelli, the answers. Then moving to the another question, read the statement and identify the wrong one. Okay, so find out the wrong one. Okay, you need to find the wrong one. Gandhi advocated the production for masses, not by masses. Okay, then option B, God, gold and glory motivated the European nation to explore and create the colony in the new world. Option C, colonialism can be thought as the practice of the dominations and imperialism as an idea behind the practice. Okay, behind the practice. Option D, German economist Amit Julius Born was first to coin the term decolonization in 1930s. Okay, decolonization in 1930s. So what is the correct answer that you need to find? Okay, so here you need to find the wrong one. Okay, wrong one, obviously the answer of this question option D, because German economist is not coined the decolonization in 1930. Option D is the answer. Again I will request you, this thing is telling by my memory, but you need to also cross check it. Okay, because rest of the A, B, C option is correct, and I believe that option D is incorrect, but at least you should go through that who coined the term decolonizations. Okay, I am unable to do that thing. This is your work. Okay guys, then name the author, power reality. It's a very obvious question. We all know that option, like Cirito Mills. Okay, Cirito Mills wrote a book, Power Elite, and he talked about three kind of elite in this book. Three kind of elites in the Power Elite book said by the Cirito Mill. That is how political elite, business elite, and military elite. Military, business, and political. Three kind of elite in the book Power Elite. The Cirito Mills highlights. Okay, so this is how you need to remember. Then moving to the another question, that which sector experienced the least profit due to the effect of globalization? Due to the effect of globalization, which sector experienced the least profit? Industry sector, service sector, secondary sector. Option B, agriculture sector. Because still India in the era of globalization struggling for the sake of agriculture in the WTO. In the door of WTO, at the door of WTO, India always raise the demand for the agriculture and the food stockpiling. Okay, that is how agriculture sector believed by our country it's a less profit. Okay, in the effect of globalization. Option B is the answer. Then next question, identify one of the function of civil society as a pressure group. Okay, as a pressure group. Okay, so identify the key function as a pressure group: advocating the policy changes and raising the public awareness, providing direct public service, monitoring government, collaborating with institutions to address the global. Option A is the answer. Okay, so civil society is a pressure group. Now it is a policy advocating the policy changes and raising the public awareness. Okay, that is how option A is the answer. Ignore this option. Okay, option A is the correct answer. Make the correct of it. Then another question, read the following statement relating to the crisis of constitutionalism a wrong one. Read the following statement to crisis of constitutionalism a wrong one. Constitutional crisis is a problem in the function of the government which are difficult in its resolution. Yes, crisis or problem. Okay, function of the government. Yes, a crisis may be related to the when the government is firm on passing a law contrary to the constitution. Okay, it is a crisis. Then option C, constitution failed to provide a clear answer for specific situation. Then option D, constitutional crisis is a rebellion by force outside the government structure intending to paralyze the system. No, it is not a constitutionalized crisis because it's a what the political detent, or we can say that the political standpoint. So option D is the answer. Okay, option D, and correct answer option D, because they asked the question find the incorrect. Okay, that is my point. Very nice. Then another question, identify the incorrect pair. Identify the incorrect pair, book and author. World since 1990, W.C. Williams, world since 1919. Power and Interdependence, Joseph Nye and Robert Kano. Okay, option C, 20 Year of Crisis, A.P.J. Taylor. Anarchical Society, Queen's Reed. Okay, you need to find the incorrect one. Okay, so correct answer of this question option D, Anarchical Society, Queen's Reed. Again, the 20 Year of Crisis also written by E.H. Carr. Okay, so that's why we can say that we can conclude that the question is not appropriately framed because two of them could be the answers. Okay, option C, option D, both of will answer because they ask about incorrect. And as we know that 20 Year of Crisis, the book by E.H. Carr, not A.P.J. Taylor. In Anarchical Society, the book is not by Queen's Reed but Hadley Bull. Anarchical Society wrote by the Hadley Bull. So this thing we have to remember, option D and C is the answer. Okay, option D and C is the answer. Getting my point? This is how important thing. World since 1919, it's important thing because already asked in your SSB lectures. Okay. Then moving to the another question, identify the promoter of idealist approach. E.H. Carr, F. Cannon, Alfred Jimon, Alexander Wayne, the social constructivist scholar. E.H. Carr, F. Cannon, George F. Cannon coined the term what? The containment. Okay, but idealist thinker Alfred Jimon. Okay, Alfred Jimon is idealist thinker. Option C is the answer. Okay. Then another question, identify the from the theory of international development, identify the correct pair. Option A, BRICS Conference Command from 2008, Suez Crisis 1958, then Yalta Conference 1944, and Functionalism David Mitrani. And answer of this question option D, that Functionalism David Mitrani, and rest of thing is incorrect. Let me provide the basically BRICS the conference 2009. Okay, 2009. Though the first ministerial conference was take place in 2006. Suez Crisis 1956, we all know. 1956 Suez Crisis. Then Yalta Conference 1945. 1945 after the Second World War. Okay, UK, USA, then your USSR, Germany, they are participant of it. Okay, UK, USA, the USSR and Germany participant of it. Okay, getting my point? So answer of this question is option D. Another question, Read the statement and identify the correct one. Classical realist believe that conflict from the human nature. Classical realist. Then option B, neo-realist attribute the conflict to the dynamics of the anarchical state systems. Okay. Option C, the first wave of realism goes to Thucydides, Niccolo Machiavelli, Thomas Hobbes. And option D, there is no complementary between realism and the constructivism. There is no complementarity between the realism and constructivism. You need to find the correct one. Okay. You need to find the correct one. So option A, B, C is the correct. C is the correct answer for this question. And no complementarity between the realism and constructivism. This is wrong, because constructivism is criticized the realism idea. So there is no complementary, that is became wrong. There is a complementary, that one how criticize the other we can analyze from this question, because here as per the option is set up, that correct answer would be option basically C. Okay, that first basically the first wave of realism, Thucydides, Machiavelli and Thomas Hobbes. Again we can also explore that first wave of realism, second wave of realism, that would be helpful. Okay, I will mark star it, that you have to work upon this question, that who is the first realism, who is the second realism, what are these ideas. Okay, you need to understand. Okay, that is the idea that you have to remember. I will also check that this question, because I am not about the first wave of realism as such. Okay, because we all know that the philosophy and the values of the realist derive from the Thucydides, Niccolo Machiavelli and Thomas Hobbes. But you have to also see the first wave realism mean what. Okay, that thing we need to understand. Okay, for that I will mark the basically the C is the correct answer as per my memory, but we will check upon it. Okay. Then another question, match between the list first and list second. So European Union, that you can match headquarter of ASEAN, then Agenda 21, G20 summit. Then here the different thing, that Rio, South Africa, Rio Treaty, Jakarta, Maastricht Treaty, that you need to match. Okay, for example European Union Maastricht Treaty. Okay, A को 4, that you can get answer, that is option A, that I had to get the answer. Similarly you can say headquarter of ASEAN, Indonesia, Jakarta, Agenda 21, Rio Treaty 1992. Okay, G20 summit in 2025, South Africa. It is a favorite question of SSB. We can say that, because last time they asked the question na G20 summit of South Africa 2025. So this time also they asked the question. Now we can conclude na how the question is basically helpful for the upcoming examination, because here question they repeat. Okay, in one form or another form, not exactly. Then another question, the two covenants that followed UDHR became effective from which year after due approval of the concerned party. Okay, so two UDHR, the covenant that the civil and political rights and socio-economic rights, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and International Covenant on the Socio-Economic Rights, the two covenant of the what followed of the UDHRs. So option A, what is the correct answer? The obviously the 1967. We all know 66 is the year of implementation and the 67 is the year of the force. Okay, came to force. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, moving to the another question. Arrange the proper sequence of their year of being held: Paris Accord, Montreal Convention, Doha Declaration, Beijing Conference, Beijing Omen Conference. Okay, you need to arrange in proper sequence. Okay, so first Montreal Protocol 1980s. Okay, then your Beijing basically Omen Conference 1990. Okay, early 1990. Then Doha 2001, that is related to WTO. Then Paris Accord or Paris Agreement 2015. Option C is the correct answer for this question. Okay, it's a very easy question. Then moving to the next, Washington Consensus. What does it mean by Washington Consensus? Option A, nuclear disarmament. Option B, greater understanding among NATO partner. And option C, economic package for crisis-ridden developing country. Option D, better arrangement for trade in Indo-Pacific. So Washington Consensus related to what? Now it is economic package for the crisis-ridden developing country. Washington Consensus, it is a tool of the developed country to provide the financial assistance to the developing country. So that is how Washington Consensus. Option C is the answer. And I will definitely take a session on what is Washington Consensus, what is the basically the new liberal tool as ascendant conscious. We will discuss that thing. Okay, guys. Then how much question? Let me see. Otherwise, we will take another session because it's too much. Okay, so guys, I will stop the session here because the session is going to very lengthy, and this is how my limited time, and we will discuss in upcoming session the rest of the question. I believe that you found it interesting, valuable, and exam oriented. Like you see the number of questions they repeated in one form or another form, or different new information they ask, and this is very much important for especially to the SSB lecture and PGT. So this is all about from my side, guys. And if you like my effort, do subscribe, do press the bell icon, and do share with your friend. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Jai Jagannath.